Not long ago, the divine realmly world held a conference sending a deity along with a hero to save the other world in a different level. The goddess Ristarte is a new god and has led a total of 5 heroes to save other worlds in different levels. When she got chosen again, she learned that this was an S-rank rescue mission. Even experienced gods who had led over 100 heroes are not guaranteed to complete it. Since she has already taken the mission, Ristarte has to find a suitable hero. Among a bunch of mediocre heroes, she finds one with superb abilities in all aspects named Seiya Ryuuguuin. She immediately lays a summoning array to bring Seiya to the divine realm. Seiya's handsome look impresses Ristarte, but she doesn't forget her duty, revealing to Seiya that he has been selected to complete the mission of saving the S-class world. However, Seiya is so cautious that he doesn't believe in Ristarte's words at once. Instead, he keeps asking her questions about the S-class world, like can he reject to be the hero. Ristarte tries hard to explain to him that he will just resurrect in his own world if he dies. After checking his various abilities on the interface, Seiya reluctantly accepts his new identity as a hero to save the world. However, Seiya also puts forward his own request and starts to take off his clothes. Ristarte thinks he's gonna ask for some perverted requests, but Seiya just wants to do some push-ups, muttering that at least let him get prepared if he has to go. It turns out that Seiya intends to upgrade to a decent level to be well prepared before setting out to such a dangerous world. Until then, does Ristarte realize that the last line of Seiya's profile writes incredibly cautious. It takes Seiya the whole week to upgrade to level 15, with his strength increasing significantly. He then finally agrees to set out to the S-class world with Ristarte. In the novice village, Ristarte gives him a startup fund with which general heroes will get a set of weaponry, but Seiya buys 3 sets of armor. Being overcautious, he puts one on immediately, leaving the 2 as spare. Luckily, Ristarte helps him get a set of equipment, but Seiya spends the rest gold coins on buying a variety of healing potions and antidotes. Ristarte then takes Seiya to kill the world's weakest monster slime near the novice village. Though Seiya has seen through the slime's level and strength being the lowest, he still uses powerful skill. What's more, he worries the slime will resurrect, casting endless skills toward the dead slime. Ristarte aside is going crazy, but Seiya is indeed powerful. When Ristarte intends to persuade him to go to the next town, a female demon from the 4 heavenly kings of the Demon Lord shows up. It turns out that the Demon Lord of the S-class world is not only powerful but also very intelligent. He predicted the goddess would take the hero to the novice village to get trained, so he sent his powerful henchmen to eliminate the hero at the very beginning. For the heroes in the past, they would try their best to fight back, even they knew they were no match. But Seiya chooses to run away in the first place, leaving the demon and Ristarte chasing. Luckily, Ristarte opens the door to Divine Realm through which they escape. Once Seiya steps into Divine Realm, he pushes Ristarte away and starts an emergent training with the door shut. After seeing the powerful demon, he has an urge to improve his strength. 2 days pass by. However, Ristarte discovers through the crystal ball that the female demon is in the novice village, threatening to kill a villager every 10 minutes if the hero doesn't show up. Ristarte panics and asks Seiya to save the villagers, but only to be disappointed to see Seiya being untouched. In fact, Seiya has thought twice that if he is not powerful enough to deal with the demon, the whole world, including the village, will be destroyed. The good thing is that it doesn't take long for Seiya to complete his training and head to the other world with Ristarte. When the demon is about to kill the villagers, Seiya shows up in time to save them. The demon soon finds Seiya's strength has surpassed hers across the board. Ristarte is confident about winning the battle, but didn't expect the demon is also quite cautious, who has secretly sealed her power. The demon's muscle bulges, and as she stabs her abdomen with a sword, the demon turns into a big bull-headed demon with skill points increasing to be much higher than Seiya. She plans to kill Seiya with one move, but turns out to be easily fended off by him. The female demon then realizes that Seiya has also hidden his strength with skills. Ristarte unleashes her divine power, piercing through 3 layers of firewalls to finally find out Seiya's skill points, which surpasses the bull-headed demon by a wide margin. It turns out that his strength was at the same level as the demon the first time Seiya confronted her. But as a super cautious hero, he didn't make a move until he has trained himself powerful enough to kill the demon in one hit. The villagers come to thank him but get shocked stood the next moment. Seiya collects the pieces of the demon and attacks with super powerful flame skill, destroying the village which just survived from the demon. The village chief kneels down to beg this psychotic hero to leave. Afterwards, the rescued villagers show their gratitude by giving Seiya gold coins. Instead of declining it like other heroes, Seiya grabs it and complains it's too little. As Ristarte is still speechless, aside Seiya asks her to open the door to Divine Realm. Since the demon of this world is so cautious, Seiya must improve his strength as soon as possible. However, individual training is always limited, so Seiya soon hits a bottleneck. Ristarte then recommends he get dual training with the Divine Blade. The Divine Blade takes Seiya as an ordinary hero who he can deal with easily, but it turns out that Seiya has already overall defeated the Divine Blade only 3 days after. The Divine Blade even starts to avoid confronting him. Just then, the great goddess of Divine Realm finds Ristarte, revealing that there is a new crisis in the S-Class world. Not long after Seiya defeated the Demon Lord's subordinate, the Demon Lord sends another to capture the next city, where the great goddess has arranged for 2 teammates to wait for Seiya and Ristarte to work together on solving the crisis. Since the Divine Blade is useless for Seiya now, Seiya without hesitation heads to the city in the other world with Ristarte. It is said that an army of ghosts is approaching the city. Their mission is to eliminate the ghosts to quell the crisis. Seiya first goes to buy all the holy water that can purify the ghosts, and then he meets with his teammates in the church. As soon as he enters, Seiya pours the holy water on the priest's head, only to discover that the priest is a spy from the ghosts. Seiya soon defeats the spy, but he doesn't stop his crazy attack until the whole church is ruined. People think Seiya must have seen through the spy's disguise, but it turns out Seiya is just being cautious since he then pours the holy water on everyone. Afterwards, Seiya sees through the low strength of the 2 teammates Mash and Alulu, who were arranged by the great goddess. Therefore, he doesn't want them to be his teammates. Just then, the city's cavalries come to report that the Ghost's army is about to break through the city. They beg for the hero to help eliminate the enemy. Seiya asks for 1,000 gold coins as payment, and then sets out to scout the enemy alone outside the city, leaving his teammates behind. The strength of Seiya once again shocks Ristarte. He turns out to acquire the flying skill. Though Ristarte has her wings, she can't catch up with him. Seeing her being slow, Seiya grabs her hand and rushes forward, which almost breaks Ristarte's wings. Seiya soon sees the ghosts roaming around in groups, which are arranged by the Demon Lord to frighten the residents. Seiya takes it as a good opportunity to eliminate them all. He uses the meteorite magic to summon a huge meteorite, destroying the whole army of ghosts in one move. Just then he complains with a tired face that the battle consumed too much of his magic power, and only 95% of it has remained now. After destroying the army of ghosts, Seiya receives his bonus back in the city, and then starts to study the skill of creating weapons. With his excellent comprehension ability, he is soon able to make high-quality weapons with the hair of the Ristarte. Just then, a resident sends Seiya a mirror where he sees Mash badly injured. It turns out that Mash went to fight the Ghost's army alone, but got kidnapped by the Ghost Magician, one of the 4 heavenly kings of the Demon Lord. Though being deadly tortured, Mash doesn't give in because he highly admires Seiya, who defeated the army of ghosts. His bravery gets approved by Seiya, and he decides to keep Mash and his team to carry his luggage.
Before continue, I want to remind you that you can become a channel member and get an access to special videos only for members. Make sure to check it.
Seiya starts an attack on the mirror, which transcends the space and cuts off the magician's hand. As the furious magician is about to kill him, Seiya orders Ristarte to open the door to Divine Realm. The time flow rate between the Divine Realm world and the S-Class world is 100 to 1. That is to say, 100 seconds have passed in Divine Realm, while only 1 second has passed in the S-Class world. This bug allows Seiya to be delivered to where the magician is with just a few seconds passing in the S-Class world. Seiya then easily saves Mash. Unexpectedly, the Ghost Magician is also very cautious. He predicted that Seiya would come to his teammates' aid, so he summons a magical monster with full resistance points to all attacks. The magician believes Seiya can't defeat the monster unless he masters both ice and fire as well as physical combat skills. It turns out that Seiya has already trained himself in fighting enemies with conflicting attributes, so he not only acquires physical combat skills, but also prepares various bracelets with attack attributes attached. The bracelets made from Ristarte's hair contain the attributes of ice and fire as well as brightness and darkness. The Ghost Magician is completely lost to this cautious hero. After witnessing the powerful strength of Seiya, Mash immediately kneels down and worships his master. He reveals that he and Alulu are from the dragons, and they were summoned by the Dragon's Cave to take the hero to get the divine sword in the Dragon's Cave to fight against the Demon Lord. As a cautious hero, Seiya is unsatisfied with his teammates' weak strength. Therefore, they are brought to Divine Realm to get trained. Mash is arranged to be trained by the Divine Blade, who was about to escape when seeing Seiya. But when the Divine Blade knows his trainee is the weak boy Mash, he gains his confidence back, and Alulu is arranged to learn fire magic from the Goddess of Fire. Goddess Ariadne recommends Seiya get trained by the goddess of war, who looks like a yandere loli, but it is said that the goddess of war has a super powerful martial art that can cause damage to enemies through super high-speed attacks. 3 days of training pass by. Mash has his skill attributes double under the Divine Blade's teaching, while Alulu makes no progress. The goddess of fire points out that Alulu isn't suitable for fire magic training, which disappoints her a little. Seiya also gets improved from the goddess of war's training, who turns into an energetic girl. She is so attracted to Seiya's handsome look and powerful strength, showing crazy love for him. Seiya and his teammates get so shocked that they flee to the S-class world at once. Seiya also rejects goddess of war, which angers her. On their way to the dragon's cave, they encounter monsters. Mash and Alulu want to help, but Seiya has already summoned a firebird that helps them scout the way and eliminate low-level monsters. Ristarte discovers that Seiya has become stronger and intends to see through his attributes, only to get her eyes hurt and swollen by the reflection. It turns out that Seiya acquires the strongest disguise skill to avoid enemies seeing through his real strength, so Ristarte can't know Seiya's strength either. According to the mark on Mash, they soon arrive at the teleportation altar of the dragon's cave. Seiya tests the altar with a lizard to make sure it's safe before they get teleported to the dragon's cave. Since Mash and Alulu do bring the hero, the Dragon Queen gives Mash the skill to transform into a dragon. Alulu thinks she will get other rewards, but the Queen then reveals that Alulu needs to sacrifice her life to summon the Divine Sword. The Demon Lord has conquered 70% of the world's land. The Dragon Queen says Alulu is such a lucky one to be able to sacrifice herself for saving the world, and if she were Alulu, she would be proud to accept the fate. Though Alulu doesn't want to accept it, indeed she has no other choice but to brainwash herself that she can finally do something for the world. Ristarte asks Seiya to comfort Alulu, but he says there is no need since what Alulu's fate has been decided. Alulu cries and runs away. At night, the Queen set up a feast for dedication of Alulu. The dragon children serve them cookies, and Seiya just takes a random piece. Soon the ritual of summoning the sacred sword begins, and Alulu is walking to the cliff edge. Though Mash can't bear to see Alulu sacrifice her life, he is too weak to stop the ritual. Seeing this, Seiya stands forward and eliminates the guards. It turns out that Alulu's fate that Seiya mentioned is actually to carry the package for him, instead of sacrificing her life to summon the Divine Sword. Seiya never trusts what the Queen said, that the Divine Sword can defeat the Demon Lord. The Dragon Queen has also prepared. She added ecstasy to the food of the banquet, so Ristarte and Mash soon fall to the ground. But she underestimates Seiya's cautiousness. Seiya once again stands in front of Alulu. It turns out that he didn't swallow the food. The Queen gets so furious that she intends to slay him in the form of dragon, but Seiya has already predicted the battle before he came to the dragon's cave. So he made a sword against the dragon with 1 hair of the dragon race Mash and Alulu, plus 100 hair of goddess Ristarte. However, the Queen is even more cautious. She made Alulu wear a cursed necklace with which Alulu will die in 3 minutes. The only way to lift the curse is to kill her, the one who casts the curse. She turned on her strongest defense, and she will win if she can hold on for 3 minutes. But she underestimates Seiya, who takes the acceleration portion and launches fierce attack to her with swords in each of his hand. The Queen soon gets attacked to the edge of the cliff. She opens her wings and intends to fly, but it turns out that her wings have been ruined by Seiya. Thus she falls down the cliff and the curse gets lifted. The next moment, a sword floats up from the bottom of the cliff. Seiya claims to the people of Dragon that the Dragon Queen sacrificed her life to exchange this divine sword, as the Queen said not long ago that she was willing to sacrifice herself to save the world, and it seems like the Queen has met her wish, so the people of the Dragon can only allow them to leave. Ristarte can tell it is not the divine sword, and Seiya also reveals it's just a synthetic sword. Though he is very cautious, he still gives up the powerful weapon that can fight against the Demon Lord for his companion. As they just walk out of the cave, a group of knights has already been waiting for them.
And that's the end of this video. Write in the comments should I continue recapping this anime. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Your support pushes me to make more videos.